Hi, boys and girls. I set up a nativity scene for you to look at today. Sometimes we call it a manger scene, or sometimes we call it a crèche. That's a French word that means nativity scene. And you can see in our nativity scene, it's like the whole story about Jesus and his birthday. And so we have Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus here. We have the angel who came to speak to Mary and Joseph, and who came to tell the shepherds about the baby being born. And baby Jesus was born in a stable or a barn, and they had no bed for him, so they laid him in this manger here. And that's actually a food box for the cow. And here's a shepherd with his sheep, and we have a cow and a donkey. And then over here we have some camels. And we have the Magi, or sometimes we call them the wise men, who came from far away bringing gifts for baby Jesus. So we can tell the whole Christmas story using our nativity scene. Today, though, I want to look at some of the animals that we find in the nativity scene. So one of the animals that we have is a donkey. And perhaps the donkey carried things for Mary and Joseph when they had to travel to Bethlehem, or perhaps it even carried Mary on its back. And so the donkeys bray. They make a sound that says hee-haw, and that can be heard from far away. And the reason the donkeys bray like that they hee-haw so loud, is to communicate with each other. That's their way of talking to each other. And donkeys are very strong, so they can carry heavy loads either on their backs, or they can pull a heavy load in a cart. And a long time ago, farmers also used donkeys to help plow their fields. And let's see, here's the camels that the wise men may have ridden across the desert. Camels are good animals in the desert. And they also can carry very heavy loads. Even they can carry more than donkeys. Camels have long legs, and they are good at walking through the sand. They have wide, padded feet. When the wind blows, a camel can close its nostrils and its nose to keep the sand out. And they even have long eyelashes to block sand from getting in their eyes. Bactrian camels have 2 humps. Some camels have 1, but the Bactrians have 2, and they store fat in their humps. They can live on the fat if there's no food for a long time. The camels like to eat grass and other plants, and their mouths are so tough and their stomachs are so tough that they can even eat thorns. Then, of course, there are the sheep. And the sheep's fleece is its wool. It can be white, gray, black, or brown. And every spring, the farmer can cut off the fleece, and that helps the sheep stay cool. But we can also use that fleece, the wool, to make sweaters and coats that are really warm. Sheep graze in the fields. They eat grass and leafy plants. Lambs are baby sheep. First they drink milk from their moms, and then after that they eat grass and grains. They like to run and play. This one's climbing on top of the other sheep. And I've got one more picture of the sheep for you. This is a group of sheep, and a group of sheep is called a flock. And staying with the flock helps protect the sheep from danger. So they don't want to wander away. They want to stay with their flock. And one more. Let's look a little bit about a cow. Cows are very big animals. Many of them can weigh 1,000 pounds or 1,500 pounds. And they come in all colors too. They can be black, white, brown, and red. Dairy cows make a lot of milk. So here's the farmer milking the cow. The milk comes from the cow's udder. Cows are grass eaters. They can eat dried grass too, and grains and other plants. Baby cows are called calves, and they drink milk before they start eating other foods. So that's a little bit about some of the animals that might have been at the stable when baby Jesus was born. Now, I have a song here for us to do about the friendly beasts. Now, a beast is just another word for animal. So these are the friendly animals, and this little song story tells us what each of the animals did to help baby Jesus. So first we have the donkey, shaggy and brown. I said the donkey, shaggy and brown, I carried his mother uphill and down. I carried her safely to Bethlehem town. I said the donkey, shaggy and brown. Here's a picture of the donkey carrying Mary to Bethlehem. Now we have the cow, white and red. I said the cow, all white and red. I gave him my manger for his bed. I gave him my hay to pillow his head. I said the cow, all white and red. So his manger is his food box. So there it is, and Mary's getting it ready for baby Jesus to lay in. Here's the sheep with curly horn. I said the sheep with curly horn. I gave him my wool for his blanket warm. He wore my coat on Christmas morn. I said the sheep with curly horn. So they used the wool from the sheep to make the blanket for baby Jesus. Now I gave each of you some stickers, and you can use them to make your own little nativity scene. So I just drew a simple little barn here, a little stable, and I put Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus in. Here's my shepherd watching his sheep. There's the donkey that carried Mary. And then we have the wise men who brought the presents from far away. And there's their camel that went with them through the desert. I hope you enjoy making your nativity scene.